That was just a small sample of what's going on in the world today. But the US sees itself as the world's policeman. It sees itself as a god. But its moral standing is zero. Absolute zero. It is in no position to give spiritual advice to anyone. In fact, instead of its missionaries down in the southeast and the southern United States blanketing the West Indies with their evangelical broadcast, they need to concentrate on themselves. They say, do what we say as we bring you our demonocracy. Otherwise we will kill you. It is that simple. Thus they have bases all around the world. We have a base in Cyprus, just not too far from where this latest shipping fiasco is taking place. Or atrocity is even better word. So we will kill you and we will plunder what you have. Our need is greater than yours, though you have nothing. How about that? But that's the reasoning. That's the thinking. So they literally do as they like. They feel that they are untouchable. But I have news for them. They're not untouchable. There is a God in heaven. Not a God made by hands. Not the God of this world, who was also made by the Eternal's hands. We are talking about a God who makes everything, who sustains everything, who judges everything. He's the God of love. But if you have got a barrel of apples and there are some bad apples in there, you have to take the bad apples out in order to cause the rest to survive. You have to. Otherwise one bad apple will go through the whole lot. You know, don't think the City of London or London is free from this, because the City of London quietly controls the world in many hidden ways. It is a God. It is a God. Finances being a prime example. When you see how the various industries operate, it makes you weep. The electronics industries, how the people have to sit down, not talk, produce literally like robots. The cocoa, what happens to cocoa? Cocoa, when they have these children working there. Coffee is the same. Mining is the same. The Far Eastern and the African countries bearing the brunt of this. Of course, all of this is done under the guidance of Babylon, the Vatican. Few people understand this. That is why it's said it's a mystery. It's a mystery because it operates in a hidden manner. And it's such a complicated jigsaw puzzle. It's almost impossible to unravel it. You know, the nations are given freedom, they're divided up in such a manner that they will fight with each other forevermore. That's how the God of this world operates. And we are busily serving him. As I've often said, there's very little difference between the Vatican and the nation called Israel. The Vatican says the Pope is above God. They do. And the eternal God must do what he and his priests claim. And he must do it on their demand. They tell him to jump, and he says, yes, how high, how often? They are mentally unwell. The Bible talks about them, about having unsound minds. There are more people out there with unsound minds than with sound minds. And I'm not talking about the public at large. The public have no idea what's going on. I'm talking about the people in the know. the leaders, the basest of men. You know, we have a document, Where Are the False Christs? Have a look at it. You can't become a Roman Catholic priest unless you agree and accept that you are Christ. How about that? You know that? Well, there you go. As far as they're concerned, the eternal God has to squash himself into a bit of filthy dough and become the wafer God whom they carry around. And of course, you know, insects and rats and so on can eat it. You know, a bit fall on the floor, a rat can go on to do, eat it up. The eternal God been eaten by a rat? We are crazy. They call this moving from, I don't know where they think God is. They probably think that we pulled him down from heaven into the dough. They call this transubstantiation. They also feel that the only good non-Catholic is a dead one. There's many places you will see the Catholics are, not many, in every case, the Catholics are behind the violence. Because a Catholic can get absolution for a crime before he commits it. That is forgiveness. Because they as God make the rules. They feel that if Christ was to turn up today to the Vatican, he would actually be subservient to them. True. Check it out. I would say many of these things I'm speaking about would qualify as being the unpardonable sin. You know, as I said, there's not much difference between the Vatican and the nation called Israel and the so-called Jews. Because the so-called Jews are under the control of the Vatican. That's why they're the same. That's why they practice the same abominations. Oh yes, the Roman Catholic Church, pedophile activity, they say 80% of the priests are homosexual. It's all the same thing. In the Jewish Talmud, it says, to summarize, that the only good Jew is the only good non-Jew is a dead non-Jew. Now you know that, you can understand what's going on in Gaza, in Palestine, in Lebanon, with this ship that they just attacked a few days ago. You want to see more details? Go to my Synagogue of Satan. It says there, Jews are, this is directly from the Talmud, Jews are human beings, the other peoples of the world are not human beings but beasts. I'm not making this up.